Beef is a nutritious and widely loved food. Demand is increasing globally, leading to production pressure on beef producers. Watch today's video to see how farmers process millions of tons of beef each year. Brazil today is the world's largest exporter of beef, accounting for 23% of total global exports. At the same time, Brazil has one of the largest and most sustainable cattle herds in the world. It is estimated that the country's beef cattle herd has 213.6 million heads. The development of the beef cattle industry creates many economic opportunities for farmers. With its vast territory, favourable climate and strong cattle culture, Brazil is poised to capture a growing share of the global market. Besides the world's leading developed country like the US, Brazilian beef cattle farming has also benefited greatly from technological advances in the past decades. These are grassland management and diversification, as well as livestock breeding and genetic selection. Beef cattle enjoy good nutrition thanks to the abundance of open pastures. Different breeds of cattle have been carefully selected and bred to thrive in local tropical conditions. Beef cattle in Brazil typically graze outdoors year-round until a few months before slaughter, and nearly 90% of all Brazilian beef is grass-fed. Because grass-fed beef is beneficial for rumen health and is cheaper than grain, year-round access to pasture also respects their natural behaviour and actively promotes the health and welfare of beef cattle. Brazil's high-quality, hormone-free beef cattle are exported to 154 countries globally. The main candidates leading this effort are Brazil's largest meat packers. It accounts for about 35% of the country's beef production and about 85% of beef exports. For some countries, a growing beef cattle industry is a good thing, but not so in Brazil. It's true, pastures for beef cattle and other livestock are devouring natural ecosystems at an ever-increasing rate. This causes serious damage to biodiversity and climate. In addition, land clearing to have more pasture for livestock is one of the main causes of Amazon forest fires. Brazil follows the US, with 10.35 million tons of beef produced in 2023. Despite having the world's largest commercial beef herd, Brazil lags behind the US and other countries in livestock productivity. When they raise beef cattle, low-tech operations invest little in the land, resulting in pastures that can lose their ability to provide food for animals after just 3 or 4 years. Next on the list is Australia, with 1.88 million tons of beef produced in 2023. The country has a herd of about 24 million cows, which is a solid base for beef production. Large areas of natural grassland and advanced breeding systems ensure high-quality beef production. Australia produces 4% of global beef production and accounts for about 16% of world trade. The major markets for this product are usually China, Japan, the United States, Korea, and Indonesia. Now we come to Queensland, which accounts for 46% of Australia's total cattle population. Thanks to advances in information and communication technology, Queensland cattle farmers still ensure competitiveness with businesses. Queensland's red meat industry makes an important contribution to Australia's local economy. Across the subcommittee, there are more than 50 abattoirs and 200 accredited meat processing businesses, as well as nearly 1,000 retail butchers. At the end of the breeding season, the beef cattle are slaughtered by the farm, and each piece of meat is cut according to the safest procedures. Beef is processed after inspection and filtered after cutting. The product is then carefully packaged and frozen at -30 degrees Celsius, ready to be brought to customers. Australia's meat processing industry is a world leader in beef processing, with about 300 slaughterhouses and 34,000 workers. Packaging plants use the latest technologies to continuously improve production efficiency. One beef cow can produce more than 1,500 recommended daily servings of beef. Whole beef cuts are chilled and then vacuum sealed, packaged to maintain freshness and quality and to ensure extended shelf life. Strict temperature control is maintained throughout the delivery process, helping to inhibit bacterial growth and giving Australian beef a shelf life of up to 120 days under optimal storage conditions. Next, we go to Argentina, the land of wine and beef. On more than 290,000 square miles of lush pastures in South America, millions of Argentine beef cattle graze. Beef farming has propelled the country into international markets as one of the world's largest beef exporters. With diverse flora and fauna and temperatures that rarely reach extremes, the Pampas are ideal year-round grazing land for Argentina's prized cattle. Much of the beef here is grass-fed, a nutrient-rich forage diet that minimizes the need for antibiotics. In this country, beef is a symbol of national pride. It brings people together. This is the world's second largest beef consumer, with an average annual consumption of 120 pounds per person. And although most beef is consumed domestically, the country still ranks as the world's fifth largest exporter, worth $3 billion. A big reason why Argentinian beef is so delicious is because it is produced by small farmers who raise cattle on family farms. Beef cattle are grass-fed for up to 18 months or until they are ready for slaughter. Beef cattle are ready for sale when they reach a weight of around 950 pounds to 1,000 pounds. At the factory, beef cattle are processed into different types of beef, such as ribs or tenderloin. The unique flavour of Argentinian beef comes from the muscle, not the fat. It is also the most highly regarded imported beef globally, second only to Wagyu in Japan. But it has a much more affordable price. Amid the forests and grasslands of Western Russia, farmers produce tons of high-quality beef. Russia holds the 10th position in the top beef-producing countries in the world, with an output of 1.62 million tons in 2023. Russia has a herd of beef cattle that provides a solid base for the factory, with around 18 million slaughtered. Russia invests heavily in technology and infrastructure for beef production, meaning output is expected to continue to increase in the coming years. Compared to the US or other countries, beef production in Russia is largely based on dairy farming combined with beef breeds. Of course, this is not as effective as purebred breeding. Therefore, the beef production industry in this country is gradually shifting to raising entirely beef cattle. Currently, beef cattle are raised in 66 regions of the Russian Federation. The largest number of beef cattle is concentrated in the Southern Federal District, accounting for 35% of the total beef cattle population in the country. The application of technologies aimed at intensive farming and fattening contributes to promoting growth in beef production. When beef cattle arrive at the production plant, they are first taken to the slaughter area. This room marks where the cattle will become fresh beef. Then comes the processing area. On the processing line, each worker is responsible for cutting beef into small cubes for easy packaging and preservation. On the green pastures of rural America, farmers are ready for a new day of work. They stuck with their horses, crossing the vast grasslands. Follow the footsteps of American farmers to explore the journey of raising and processing millions of horses. The first horses are believed to have appeared in America around 1493. By the 1920s, the number of horses in the United States is believed to have peaked at about 25.3 million horses. The image of American cowboys and horses has become a symbol of the Wild West. According to the latest USDA statistics, as of June 2022, the current number of horses in the country is approximately 9.2 million. The number of licensed horses on farms is about 450,000, with many different sizes. It is estimated that 21,000 foals are born on American farms each year. Texas is the state with the largest horse population in the country, with 930,000 horses. Next on the list is California with 650,000 horses and Florida with 500,000 horses. Horses usually breed in the spring from February to May when the weather is warm and horse food is abundant, which creates favorable conditions for the embryos and development of the horses in their mother's womb. A horse's estrus period lasts about 21 days, of which about 47 days is the time they are capable of conceiving. The average newborn foal weighs about 110 pounds, and they can stand almost immediately after being born. This is a healthy instinct of those who are accustomed to roaming the steppe. After giving birth, the mother horse will lick the foal to clean it and help it stand up. About 2 to 3 weeks from birth, foals are usually placed in separate stalls to avoid the risk of injury and infection. For complete warmth during development, the ideal temperature should be between 60 and 70 degrees F. A foal needs to drink 25 to 35 pounds of milk per day, which is equivalent to 30% of its body weight. After this period, the mother horse and foal can be taken outdoors to get used to the natural environment. Foals usually live with their mothers for about 6 to 8 months to learn how to eat grass and take care of themselves. This process is closely monitored by farmers, because there have been many cases of foals being trampled to death by a herd of other horses when the mother horse was not healthy enough to protect her offspring. Caring for horses requires a deep understanding of nutrition because they eat a variety of grasses, herbs, and concentrates. To ensure energy balance, fiber and protein are important, especially on hot days. In addition to preserving quality to breed horses, American farmers regularly buy additional foals. In addition, they also provide them with a large and lush field. If pastures cannot produce enough grass year-round, farmers will have to pay between $400 USD and $500 USD per month to feed a horse. Like many other livestock species, building stables for horses also has many important effects in raising and managing the farm. Besides stables, farmers regularly groom them and keep them clean or provide them with medical care. Health is a condition to ensure that grazing activities take place smoothly. Farmers are practicing branding on their horses. This activity helps them easily control the horses and is also necessary to register with the local horse breeding management organization. This is a herd of horses in Nevada that every morning they will be released to pasture by the rancher. Their horses will roam freely. All the ponies will come along. As training, they are prepared for trips on the steppe. Currently in Nevada, there are about 78,000 horses raised on more than 3,000 farms of varying sizes. In addition, Nevada is also famous for having the largest number of wild horses in the country, with about 42,000 wild horses. In California, approximately 2.5 million acres of land are used for horse grazing. Every day, these horses will move to rivers and lakes to drink water. An adult horse will drink about 7 to 10 gallons of water per day. This is the process of moving a large herd of horses in California. At the end of April every year, farmers will move about 1,500 horses to other pastures to feed. Every day, an adult horse needs to be fed the equivalent of 2% of their body weight. Besides grazing on pasture, the rest of the horse's diet is a mixture of corn and soybeans. In addition, farmers also regularly prepare dry straw and hay in reserve, in case the weather is bad and they cannot go out to graze. In the late afternoon, farmers will drive their horses into a fenced area to rest and avoid attacks from some predators at night. Training is an extremely important activity for any horse. The training method begins with the smallest, gentle horses. They are trained to accept leashes and get used to human commands. In the past, when machinery had not yet developed, in some rural areas, horses were an important source of traction in agricultural activities. Big and strong horses are selected. The trailer's hitch is attached to their body. From here, horses can accompany farmers in the fields. Horses will assist farming families in transporting agricultural products. They replace machines to cut grass, till soil, plant and haul wood. When horses are trained to be obedient, they are ready to serve for sport riding activities and recreational hunting areas. The carriage is specifically equipped for transportation to the auction site. The horse auction process usually takes place on Saturday or Sunday, starting early in the morning and lasting until evening, creating favorable conditions for buyers and sellers. The price of each horse at auction usually ranges from $750 USD to $10,000 USD, depending on their quality and value. In addition, they will also be trained by farmers to graze livestock. Horses are considered fully mature when they reach 5 years of age. A number of horses from the farm will be sold to horse meat processors. However, horse slaughter is not common in America. Processing horse meat is a complex process and has many specific steps. All are to ensure food quality and safety. The first step in the process is to clean the horse. Workers perform expertly to ensure horses faint quickly and effectively. The next step is to peel the skin, and parts such as bones and internal organs are removed. This ensures that quality horse meat is portioned to suit the consumer's needs. Hundreds of thousands of tons of horse meat are consumed annually in countries around the world. farmers earn billions of dollars from the horse industry's contribution to the economy. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations FAO, the total world production of horse meat is about 150,000 tons per year. Of these, Argentina is the largest producer, accounting for about 70% of the world's horse meat production. Horse meat consumption also varies between countries. In some countries, such as the United States and Canada, horse meat is not popular. But it is a popular dish in countries like Argentina, France, and Italy. The soul of the farmer is connected to the pasture and the horses. Their passion and dedication is demonstrated not only through the daily care of their horses, but also through the production of high-quality horse meat that meets market demand. Here, the story of the magic of the American prairie and the farmer's boundless love for horses ends.